A Cinderella story fairy tale for kids. You know my friend John stayed with his cousin. Yesterday he came late to the class and the teachers called him a lot. John says his cousin's brother made him finish the chore before they let him leave for school. He says they always trouble him and make him do a lot of homework. Oh no, he must feel very bad. John is a very nice boy. He doesn't disobey anyone. He isn't very nice to his cousin brother despite the way they treat him. That is very nice of him. We should always forgive people for their mistakes. Have you heard the story of Cinderella? Once upon a time, there lived a young girl called Cinderella. Cinderella's mother had died, and so her father had married another woman who has a true daughter. One day, Cinderella's father went to work and never returned. Cinderella was left at the mercy of her stepmother and two stepsisters, who made her do all the work of the house. Cinderella, it's morning already. Where's our breakfast? Just a moment, stepmother. I'm just bringing it out. As soon as her has left the breakfast, the stepmom and stepsister start eating it. Cinderella served her own plate too and was about to eat when her sister pushed her own plate away. I hate it. Just now that you mention it, it's really horrible. Mother, do something. Cinderella, are you trying to kill us? What kind of food is it? But stepmother, I haven't made it the way I always make it. How dare you argue with me? Now go and make new breakfast for us. Don't you dare do anything else till I had our breakfast. And this is what went on in their house every day. The stepmom and stepsister troubled Cinderella without any reason, but she loved them still and never ever complained. One day, an announcement was made in the village. Let everybody know there will be a royal ball at the plate tomorrow night, and the king's son, Prince Charming, will marry a maiden from amongst the guests. Everybody from the village is invited. The whole village is excited. Even Cinderella's stepmom and her stepsister couldn't stop talking about it in the house. And that is how she found out about the ball, the royal ball. Prince Charming, the whole village is invited. I will finish my work quickly so we can all go together. Won't it be just wonderful? You, who said anything about you going? You will stay here and polish our shoes till you can see your face in them. She revealed a words of caution from the fairy godmother. Remember to be back home at 12. Otherwise the spell will wear off. Soon Cinderella arrived at the palace. As she entered the great ballroom, everyone turned to look who is this beautiful maiden was. Nobody could recognize her, not even her own stepmom and stepsister. Prince Charming walked to her. May I have this done with you? Yes, your highness. And so Cinderella and Prince Charming danced throughout the evening tear. Cinderella heard the clock strike. Fairy godmother was come back to her. She needed to get out of there before the clock struck 12. Without saying a word, she tore away from the prince's grasp and ran out of the place. The prince ran after her. Wait, wait, what's wrong? Why are you running? I don't even know your name. But Cinderella dared not wait and even look back. Her beautiful gown was already turned into grass, raining again. Her hair was coming loose from the perfect pun that fairy godmother had made for her. She didn't even stop when one of the glass slippers came up her foot and fell in the palace driveway. She ran out of the palace and vanished into the darkness on her path that led to her home. When home she went back to police the shoe and haven't been given to her and decided never speak to anyone about the ball. A few days later, two men from the palace showed up in their door. The lady that Prince Charming fell in love with behind the glass slipper at the royal ball. He believed that such a beautiful slip could fit only his beloved. And so we asking all the girls to try this slipper. The one whom it fits could be the one he will marry. If you have any girl in the house, please ask them to try this slipper. Oh, yes, yes. I'm sure it's worth one of my daughter. The slipper would fit one of them. And so both of the sisters tried to fit in the slipper one by one. They pushed and pushed but couldn't get their foot in. Looked like it was your daughter. After all, is there any young lady in the house? No, there isn't. You can't leave her. As Kingman was ready and left, suddenly the door of the house was thrown open and the prince himself stood here. Who is this beautiful girl in upstairs window? Madam, you have lied to us. I demand that girl is called for and try the slipper. Yes, yes, but she is only servant girl. Nevertheless, Cinderella, come down here at once. Yes, stepmother. The moment Prince Charming saw her, he knew he had found his beloved. He took the slipper from Kingman and slipped it on her foot himself. The slipper fits perfectly in a moment. Cinderella was once again transformed into beautiful maiden. From the night of the ball, Prince Charming took her to the palace with him. He ordered her stepmom and stepsister be punished for lies and the kingdom, and treat her so badly and brutally. But being kind-hearted person that she was, Cinderella asked for them to be forgiven. The prince fell in love with her even more for her generosity, and they lived happily. Cinderella asked for them to be forgiven. The prince fell in love with her even more for her generosity, and they lived happily even after. Wow, Tina, how wonderful is it to forgive? Thank you for telling me the story. I will tell it to John too. I'm sure he will like it. Okay, so we go home now. I think it's getting late.